So today we are going to go ahead and start with management as an art and science. Now, whenever I talk about management, it is nothing but it is an art and it is also a science. So management comes and falls under both the categories. It is an art and a science as well. So we are going to see first how it is referred to as management as an art. Now to get things done from people is a big task. So let us go ahead and check out management as an art. When I talk about management as an art, it is what I have to manage the business, I have to manage different things. When I have to manage, I need help of people. So when I need help of people, I need to go ahead and get the things done from the people, and that is an art, it is a technique to go ahead and do that. So according to mary parker Follett and Harold Kuntz, according to them, it is what as the art of getting things done through people. As I told you right now, it is an art of getting things done from the people. So management is an great art. It is not easy to go out and get things done from people. Sorry. So we are going to see how and why, what are the reasons of going ahead and getting these things done from the people. So let us go ahead and check out the very first thing. Management is an art due to following reasons. What are the various reasons? We are going to go ahead and check out that first. First, it is an innovative. What do you mean by innovation? Innovation is to go ahead and invent something new. So management is nothing but it is an art for getting things done from the people for various reasons. So I have to go ahead and show my talent, I have to go ahead and show my art of getting these things done. So when I'm talk about innovative, management like any other art needs to be innovative. So managers have to come up with new ideas or solutions to handle situations. So different situations comes in business, different situations needs to be faced by managers, different situation needs to be faced by employees. So to go ahead and to go ahead and get the solution out of that, I need to go ahead and have something new. Some new inventions has to be made to get the things done easily, smoothly. I cannot go ahead and I cannot force anyone to go ahead and get the things done. But if I go and speak with the people softly, politely, if I request them, yes, definitely my things will be done. So that is how we go ahead and get the things done from the people. Now, management as an art, it is like an individual approach. When I actually go out and draw any painting, it is an individual approach for everyone to go out and look at that painting. Different people will have different opinions, different views. So in every individual has a different opinion. Every individual can go ahead and get the things done in their own way. So individual approach can be a big difference in managing the subordinates as well. Now, if I am the boss or I am the manager at that time, how I go and approach people differently is my way out. If you people are manager, how you will get things done from your subordinates is a different approach. Everyone has their own way of going ahead and getting things done. So that is called as an individual approach. Then comes application and dedication. This is very important. Application and dedication means your knowledge, intelligence, and dedication. All three things goes together. Then only I can go ahead and apply. Application means if I ask someone to go ahead and get the things done, the person has to go ahead and listen to you and get the things done. If the person does not go ahead and do that, right, then even if I tell a particular person to get the things done, and if it is not done, that means the things are not applied. Whatever I have asked, that thing is not applied. So application is important. How I will go out and apply the things. To apply things or to get the things done, to work on it, I need to have knowledge of that thing. Also, I need to use my brain power, that is my intelligence of going ahead and getting things done, and I should be dedicated towards it. When you people go ahead and if someone asks you to do a project, in that project, what do? You first go ahead and gain knowledge. After gaining knowledge, what do? After gaining knowledge, you go ahead and apply your own brains as how this could be done. You start imagining and you start thinking as how easily these things can be done, and then you are dedicated towards that project. If you are not dedicated, you have knowledge, you have intelligence, but if you are not dedicated, that project won't go ahead and become a success. So it is very important to go ahead and do that as well. So application and dedication again plays a very important and vital role when it comes to management as an art. Next important thing is result oriented. Only to apply things, only to get things done, or individual approach is of no use. Whereas you need to go ahead and get achieve the results also from it. Result orientation is very important. Without that, I won't be able to go ahead and work ahead, work further. Whatever you do, everywhere results are expected. So emphasis has to be given more on the result rather than activities. You might go out and do lot of hard work, you might go out and do lot of activities, you might go out and use lot of knowledge, but if you are not getting that results, it is of no use. So when you work hard, when you get things done, when you apply your intelligence, at that time your results should also go ahead and be favorable. Next, initiative. Very important, initiative. Nowadays the approach is what, people go ahead and feel that as what, this particular type is not my task, why should I go ahead and get involved? That is a very wrong approach. We always should go ahead and take an initiative of getting things done at the right things and at the right time. Right. If your work is done, you should take initiative to help your colleague to go ahead and get the things done, because that particular person will also be happy and you are using your intelligence over there by helping them. You are using your brain power. You are also going ahead and learning something new by helping someone. Always remember, when you go ahead and take an initiative and help someone, at that time you are learning something new. So that approach has also to be there. But you have to go ahead and take initiative at the right time, not at the wrong time. Then comes as what, intelligence. This depends on every individual. Intelligence. Now we need to have mental intelligence, we need to have social intelligence, we need to have interpersonal intelligence and emotional intelligence. All these four types of intelligence are required. Mental intelligence is for every individual. Social intelligence is depending on the situation. You should know how to go ahead and react. That is called as what? Your social intelligence. Next intelligence that I'm talking about is interpersonal intelligence. Interpersonal is how you share your relation with the other person. That is also important. And last is emotional intelligence. Emotionally also we should be attached, we should go ahead and help each other emotionally. At times we don't go ahead and do that, so it goes ahead and creates a problem. We say this is not my part, this is not her part, and in that case it goes ahead and creates a problem. So all that kinds of intelligence are very much important. Getting? Anyone, any doubts? Next part that we are going to see is management as an science. So we are talking about as what? Management as an science. Now, when I talk about management as an science, what is science? It is a systematic body of knowledge which is universally accepted. It is what? Systematic body of science which is universally accepted. That is called as science. When we talk about science, in the quick thing that comes in our mind is what? The body structure, something about living things. That is what we call as science. So when I talk about science, it is what? Science is a systematic body of knowledge which is universally accepted. Everywhere we have to go and accept the same criteria, that is universally accepted. Now, when you go ahead and when you go to US, currently you are in India, when you go to US, at that time people are not going to go ahead and say that your eyes are located in where your brain is, your like hands are located where your legs is, your body structure remains same. Its systematic body is given to each individual. Even though you are in India or you go to abroad, you travel to US, people there will have common things as what we have. It is not going to go ahead and differ. So that is how things are accepted universally. It is very important to accept it universally. Next, we are going to go ahead and see now management as a social science. Why, as we saw, like management is an art. So we are going to see management is a social science due to following reasons. But before we proceed, science can broadly be divided into two major things, that is called as in physical science and social science. When I say physical science, it is related to the subjects like physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, etc. are the where we get the accurate measurements, where we can go and accurately see the things. When we talk about management as a social science, it deals with the human beings, right? It is predicted with accuracy. We just go ahead and predict things. We do have body structure, we do have everything inside, but the size of that organs or the functionality of that organs are what that are not so exact, they are not that accurate. Accuracy can be there but not that accurate. So we just go ahead and predict it manually. That is why it is called as in social science. So let us see management. Management is a social, I'm writing here as what? Social science. Due to the following reasons. Now, the very first reason is systematic decision. It is what? Systematic decision making. Whatever decision I go ahead and take, it is a systematic decision. In science, we cannot go ahead and predict anything and take decision. We have to take systematic decision at right time by collecting right information. I just cannot go ahead and say, okay, right now this thing has happened, so let us go ahead and think certain things after 2 or 3 years. It is not like that. Suppose if I am sick, if I am ill, what do? I go to doctor. When I go to doctor, doctor does not say आप 2 साल के बाद आओ, राइट? अभी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, अभी मैं मेडिसिन देता हूँ एंड यू कम आफ्टर 2 years. So it is not like that. It is what? It is systematic decision. Doctor goes ahead and checks you. He goes ahead and detects your disease, and then he goes ahead and gives you proper medicine. So that is called as systematic decision making. Next part that we have is output. Output may vary. Output may vary. The inputs being the same. My output might be different, but my inputs being the same. When I go ahead and talk about anything, what happens is the output might go ahead and change, whereas the input remains the same. Means if I go to a doctor at that particular time, the output for every individual is different, but he goes ahead and gives lot of same medicines to lot of people. So that is what the output may vary and input being the same. Now, when I talk about social science like management or something, without change in the input, I can go ahead and get the different output as well. So, like when workers are motivated, their performance keeps on improving. When it comes to management, when my workers are motivated, the performance will go ahead and change. That is the reason there are what various activities held in offices. There are picnics that are taken care, because when we go out and do same thing again and again, it becomes a tedious job. Automatically, my performance gets affected. So what we do is we need a recreation. We need something wherein we can motivate people. Once you are motivated, you start working. Then comes as what it is process of management is universally followed. Wherever we go, we follow this process throughout the world. Managers in all organization, whether it might be a big organization, it might be a small organization, all the principles of the management are universally followed. All managers have to go ahead and plan things, they have to organize things, they have to direct, and they have to control the things. Without that, it is not possible to move ahead. So it is very important to go ahead and follow things. Next comes as what principles of management. Now don't get confused between these 2 points. Are universally accepted. One is followed and the other one is what? Accepted. But one is process that we need to follow and the other is the principles that we have to accept. Whatever rules, regulations that has been set, that has to be followed universally. So do not get confused in both these points. All successful organizations that we have do follow well established principles of management. They follow a social structure. They go ahead and do what? They divide work. Division of work is important. Unity of command. They go ahead and give command. There are different disciplines that are there. So all these things are followed when it comes to the management. So here we can see as what with these 4 principles as management as science, we can say that management is an art as well as science. So management consists of both art also and science also. Right. So need to know how you have to go out and get things done from the other people, as well as you have to implement your knowledge also into it. It is not easy to go out and get things done from people. At times when you go ahead and ask your brother or sister to go ahead and give you a glass of water, what happens is upfront they first say no. Then you start applying butter to them. Then you say that okay, for today you please get me. Tomorrow I'll go ahead and get this thing for you or that thing for you. I'll get that thing done for you. So that is how you go ahead and manage your small brother or sister by going ahead and telling them please, leading them, and they will go ahead and work for you. So that is how management also goes ahead and does, but it does not apply butter to you. Rather than it goes ahead and sets the various goals and principles. That is how things go ahead and take place. Okay. Next part that we are going to see is management as a profession. This is very important. Management as a profession. When I'm talking about profession, it has lot of responsibilities. It has lot of values that you need to go out and follow, because if you yourself don't go out and do it, people will also not follow. So when I'm talking about management as a profession, that time managers or the higher authority, higher authorities, they themselves have to follow certain rules and regulations. So what do you mean by profession? First, let us go ahead and see the definition of profession. Profession is an occupation carried out by professional people, like doctors. They have their own occupation. You cannot go out and sit today and say that today onwards, I am going to become a doctor and I'll treat patients. They have special knowledge in that subject. So they are called professionals, like doctors, lawyers, then there are architects, etc. There are a lot of people who are professionals. So it involves an expert knowledge. It is not easy to just go ahead and sit there and give medicines. If you go ahead and give a single wrong medicine And if the reaction takes place, what will happen? A person might go ahead and lose a life. So it is very difficult to go ahead and do that. So expert knowledge is required when it comes to profession. Now we are going to see various characteristics of profession. What are the various characteristics that we are going to see one by one? First one says formal education. Anyone, what do you mean by formal education? Formal education refers to the basic education from a recognized university or recognized institution. Basic information has to be there. Suppose if I want to become a chef, in that case I need to go ahead and have knowledge of cooking. Same way, when I go ahead and become what? When I become a professional, right? Now, if I talk about chef, if I go in big hotel, what happens is there are chefs who have been graduated from a very well-known university, very well-known institution. Then only they go ahead and keep. Otherwise, they don't go ahead and keep. Whereas for other people, when I go in a normal hotel, people are educated, no doubt. People are educated sometimes because they are not getting job, they go ahead and accept that job. But still, as compared to others, education might not be that good at times. So when I want to become a professional, I need to have basic knowledge of that particular field, of that particular stream. So it is very important to go on and have it. Now, suppose if I want to become a lawyer, when I want to become a lawyer, at that time, I need to have an professional knowledge. I need to have one knowledge from, or I need to go ahead and get a degree from a recognized university and an institution. Then only I can go ahead and become a lawyer. Next is professional never gets salary. Professionals always get fees. Whatever doctor, whichever doctor you visit, and if he goes ahead and checks you, you go ahead and give them fees. You never go ahead and tell them that doctor sir, this is your salary. It is his fees. So same way when you go to chartered accountant, he has his own office. They will charge you fees. Right. Normal teachers, when you go for private tuitions also, you never give them salary to your teachers. It is what? It is the fees that is given to them. So all these things goes ahead and takes place. That is nothing but that is the profession that we go ahead and carry. And the charges that we pay to the professional is called as a fees. Expert knowledge. Every profession that you go out and choose, they need to have an expert knowledge into it. So without expert knowledge, they cannot go ahead, or we cannot go ahead and continue. So expert knowledge is must. If I want to become a professional, I need to have a license. I just cannot go ahead and practice things without license. So professionals require a permit from a particular institute to go ahead and practice. Otherwise, you cannot go ahead and work. So license is a must. Even doctors, when they have to go ahead and they have to perform, they have to start the dispensary or they have to start in hospital, they need to go ahead and take a license. CAs also, if CAs want to go ahead and start their own practice, then they have to go ahead and get a practicing certificate. And if they want to work, then they should not go ahead and take practicing certificate. Once you have a practicing certificate for a CA, you cannot go ahead and do a job. So if you want to do a job, then you have to go ahead and say, yeah, you have to cancel the practicing certificate or you have to return it back to the CA institute, then you can do a job. So requirement of license is must for all the professionals. Every professional can have as what? An independent office. They have their own office. When you go to lawyer, lawyer has their own office. When you go to doctor, doctor has his own dispensary. So this is called as nothing but that is an office that they go ahead and bear. So everyone has their own way of going ahead and working. These people do not go ahead and sit in big offices and they do not go and work under anyone. So they have their own individual office. Then social responsibility. All this professional goes ahead and bears social responsibility to a greater extent. So it is very important to go ahead and bear this responsibility. So social responsibility is now it is the professionals has to go ahead and treat their clients very nicely in the society. You just cannot go ahead and tell them that okay, right now you don't have any appointment, so now you cannot go ahead and meet us, or you cannot be rude to them. You have to go out and guide them properly. You have to make them sit comfortably and then assist them. So that is how the social responsibility plays a vital role or an important role when it comes to professionals. Next, specialization. Now when I'm talking about a doctor, what happens when I'm talking about a doctor, that when I'm talking about a physician, he is a general physician who goes ahead and checks whether you are good, whether what is happening, whether it is like what kind of disease are you going ahead and having. But if he sees symptoms of some different disease, he goes ahead and does what he recommends us to go to a specialized doctor. Suppose if I'm having some problem with my heart, he will go ahead and ask me to go ahead and see the heart doctor. Or if I'm having diabetes and it is not getting controlled by the medicines given by local doctors, then what they'll do, he will ask me to go ahead and show it to a diabetologist. Or if I'm not able to go ahead and walk properly, there's a sprain in my ankle, he gave medicines, but still if it is not working, he will ask me to go to an orthopedic surgeon. So like that they go ahead, and every doctor has in specialized things. So specialization for profession is very important. Next comes code of conduct. Every professional needs to follow code of conduct. It is very important for everyone to go out and follow that. Without code of conduct, I cannot go ahead and move into profession. Sorry. So the action of professionals are guided by the code of conduct. If you have seen lawyers, if you have seen doctors, how do they come to the dispensaries, or how do they come to like in hospitals? It is they go ahead and they have their own dressing sense. They go ahead and they come in proper dressing sense. None of the doctors or lawyers come in Bermudas and say, "Oh, it's too hot, so I cannot go out and wear this. So I'll come in T-shirt and Bermuda." No. So same way, they have the various things or various rules that they have to go ahead and follow. Doctors can never go ahead and deny a patient, stating that doctor cannot say now it is my lunch time, so you people wait and watch for 2 hours. You need to take a rest. Then I'll go ahead and examine you. That cannot be done. It is a responsibility of doctor to immediately go ahead and immediately attend the patient. So all this comes under what? Under various characteristics of profession. Now, management processes the following features. Which are the features? Manager need to have expert knowledge in their field of operations. Whichever field you choose, you should have expert knowledge. Nowadays, managers specialize in certain areas. So, certain special education is also given. So, managers goes ahead and takes that. Now, like finance manager can go ahead and do what finance course from, or he can do an MBA. So he has an expert knowledge into it. Now, management is socially responsible to the workers or shareholders also, and for other society members also. So they have to go ahead and manage various things socially as well. So that is a management plays a very important and very vital role when it comes to the management. So management is considered as a profession, and we need to go out and have an expert knowledge, as I told you earlier also, with some special features that belongs, whatever are the characteristics of profession that we have mentioned. So they should have all these main key characteristics to perform ahead. That is how things goes ahead and works ahead. Now the next topic are managerial rules that we are going to go ahead and continue in our next lecture of managerial rules. Getting?